What's going on, everyone? Geo here from Fandom United, back with another video reaction. This one's a little bit different. It's not exactly a trailer. We have the villains panel for Spider-Man No Way Home. This panel features William Dafoe returning as Norman Osborn, Alfred Molina returning as Otto Octavius, and Jamie Foxx reprising his role from The Amazing Spider-Man 2 as Max Dillon, I believe the character is Electro. So if you guys are ready, let's tune in and watch this. I've been wanting to see this for quite some time. There probably isn't any spoilers in the video itself. However, I will be talking about some theories that I have heard. So if you haven't seen the movie yet and you don't want to know anything about this movie, I appreciate you clicking in, and I hope you're able to watch it as soon as possible without little to no spoilers. And yeah, so let's get started, and let's start this villains panel for Spider-Man No Way Home, and we'll press play in 3, 2, 1.
Tom, the floor is yours.
Hi everyone, I am Tom Holland. You might recognize me as your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, and I am here to tell you that Spidey's back for an all-new adventure in Spider-Man No Way Home. I know people say this a lot, but I mean it when I say that you're going to see things in this movie that you've never ever seen before. I'm talking about pumpkin bombs, sandstorms, the multiverse, which, okay, you might have seen them before, but I promise,
It's like Spider-Man
not like
Endgame,
this and not together.
as they're describing
Also,
it.
Peter Parker is finally heading off to college, and the word is out. So yeah, everyone knows that he is Spider-Man. So throw your fan
There you
theories
go.
out the window.
The
They're
college
probably not
trilogy.
true, or are they? And get
Happening
ready
next.
to see one of the most ambitious films we've ever made. An incredible story with lots of heart, laughter, high-flying action, mind-blowing effects, and some insane villains. No Way Home is the culmination of the Homecoming trilogy and the start of a multiverse of possibilities. Now I have the honor of introducing some legends. Please enjoy this exclusive panel with my dear friends Alfred Molina, Willem Dafoe, and Jamie Foxx here at CCXP.
The OGs.
This is amazing. What excited you most about returning to Spider-Man franchise and reprising
There they
these
are.
iconic roles?
You know what? I was excited knowing Amy for years, man, and knowing what she's done with this franchise. And she was explaining to me it's going to be hot, you know, and I didn't have to be blue and things like that. As far as my character was concerned, so you're going to be a little more hip and whatever like that. And I get a chance to hang
Yeah,
out with
explain
these.
that. Explain why you're not blue.
You told me these incredible thespians. But I mean, to walk on set, man, and to see these guys, I literally like bowed to them, and we just been having a ball.
Willem, how about you?
Willem? You know, when I heard it, I thought, wow, that's pretty nutty. I got speared pretty good in the first film, but I thought, okay, they can figure out a way to bring me back. But it was really the pitch. And like Jamie, I know Amy's history. She walked me through it, and then John, the director, kind of pitched the whole idea before I read a script. And it sounded
Who would
like
have thought they
a
would
lot
be
of fun
back?
and a good
Crazy.
solution. And then when we went deeper into it, I liked the idea that I was returning to something that was same but different. It's a return to something I did before with that kind of history, but there's a spin on it. And that appealed to me.
Alfred?
For me, it's just about the money.
Hey, at least
Oddly
he's
enough,
honest
Willem and I
about
were
it.
kind of joshing the other day about how 20 years since his first Green Goblin, 17 years since my first time as Doc Ock, and these are the longest options that a studio has ever exercised on actors. You know, it's like we've been waiting. But it's the material, the pitch was excellent, and to be honest, when the idea was first suggested, my first thought was, hang on, I'm 17 years older. I've got chins. I've got wrinkles. You know, I mean, what are they going to do? And then, of course, I suddenly realised, wait a minute, they've got the technology. This isn't
They're gonna Irishman you.
But it's been very nice to come back to something that is familiar, but at the same time completely new, because the technology has moved on phenomenally since in the last couple of decades. You know, and so that's it's kind of still exciting.
How did it feel to put the costume back
Yeah, if
on?
you guys know about the behind the scenes
want another
Spider-Man
trip?
2 and how they did Doc Ock's
Nobody knows
tentacles,
how
it's
uncomfortable
really
those
incredible.
costumes are.
I hope they keep some of
But
that
they
in No
look
Way
good.
Home.
we are actors. You forget about the discomfort, and you know, it's part of it. But the costumes are much more comfortable than they were before. I remember the initial fitting to create the costume for the Green Goblin. I stood there for 8 hours, and they put different preformed pieces on me. Now they scan me, and they can design it, and then make the costume, and then try it on me. It's a huge leap in the technology, and they're more flexible. We can do more things with them.
They obviously had more
Also, I
fun
don't
this
know how
time.
much we want to
You can
fool
see
with
it.
spoilers, but
Oh, we love spoilers.
the looks a little
You can
different.
see it in their words.
Old Norman and the Goblin are further down the line, and they have a few more tricks up their sleeve. So it's not an exact. There have been upgrades on the costume, let's say.
Alfred, how about you?
Yeah, well, the main difference between that film and this one is that the tentacles are all kind of CG now. They'll all be superimposed on me at a later date. Whereas in the original movie, they were mechanical, and I had them attached to me, and we had puppeteers working them and stuff. So that's the big difference. But it's just a great story. It's a wonderful world to be in. You know, we're having, you know, if I say so myself, we're having a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
Jamie?
I'm happy we got a brand new star, a brand new look. The blue, when we did it the first time, it was look, man, I didn't care. I was just happy to be in this wonderful chorus, and it was like you said, it was sort of like 2 or 3 hours or whatever like that. But with this new is fly. The homies is like, okay, we get you now. You know, when I was blue, they still roll with me. Like, okay, you blue. But with this one, it just feels more comfortable, and I think it feels more today, modern, like, you know, not trying so hard. Like I sort of related to R&B. Back in the day, in R&B, you used to have fringes on your outfit, and you know, and like shoulder
The
pads.
problem with
and
his
things. Now,
character,
you
it
just
wasn't
sing, you know, so it's
when
like,
he was
man, we're just
blue,
singing.
Electro. It was
What do you
Max
love
Dillon.
most about portraying a villain?
The thing about grounded villains is that, and this is what's so wonderful about the villains in the Marvel universe, if you like, is that so many of them become villains almost reluctantly, almost in spite of themselves. You know, an accident happens or some terrible tragedy, and it transforms them, and that's what makes them very playable, because it's not just mustache twirling. There's some real depth to it, and that's what makes them interesting. I mean, in a lesser environment, us as villains, we would just be functionaries. We would just be there to, you know, get the plot going. But here we've got real storylines. We've got they are real people, and so, you know, it's
Green Goblin has a case to state this time.
yeah.
He's trying to make his case, a philosophy of life. It's not just about some kind of abstract muscle twirling.
Oh,
power
he's gonna
grab.
manipulate.
It's about.
Are you suggesting I'm a mustache twirling power grab? Now look here, I'm classically trained.
But now a tricky one. Which villain is the most terrifying?
Oh man, it's crazy. It's crazy because, like I said, we've just been watching Willem, and it seems personal. because with Electro,
I would
it's
agree.
like Electro
Willem Dafoe.
and us, it's to the world. The world did me wrong. But when something is personal, and you could go all the way back to Shakespeare, when something is personal, and that either that jealous thing, there's nothing that can beat that. No matter what costume you put on, no matter what you say. So when he speaks, he has the power, and I think you really. But I'm being
Okay,
right though.
sweet,
It'd be different if I was
sweet.
blowing. But here's the thing. But if I was
Sounds
blowing,
good to me.
but here's the thing. But if I was blowing smoke, he'd know it. Here's the thing. It's personal, and anytime you can get a character to be personal in the movie, it has the most weight. So.
CCXP is a fan event. Is there anything you would like to say to your Brazilian fans?
Well, I mean, if I may speak purely for myself, I think there is, at some level, because we're professional people, there is some level where we don't want to let them down. You know, we want to give them something that is going to be worth their while. But the fact that a huge percentage of the audience are comic book fans who know this world, they love the detail, they love the kind of the inside baseball of it all. I think that's important to us as well, because we don't want to disappoint that side of the storytelling either. And so I think it's a sort of symbiotic relationship, really. They give us the chance to give them what they want, and that's I gotta tell you, it's just so much fun.
Whoa, thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks.
It's kind of fun that they're sitting in their holding cells that Doctor Strange has them in, because, like I've said, one-on-one, they're no match. Doctor Strange got them all easily. But if they all combine together, and it's a little more of a fair fight. I mean, Doctor Strange will still probably win, but I would imagine in this movie something else happens that severely injures Doctor Strange and takes him out and leaves it up to Peter Parker to undo his mistake. And he may very well have some help. But we are less than 24 hours away here in the States, the US, and it's hard to believe this movie came up really fast on us. It's something that has been nonstop talked about. We were wondering for the longest time, when is the trailer coming? When is the trailer coming? How come there's no trailer? And finally we got a trailer, and then we got another trailer, and then the leaks happened and whatnot. And tomorrow night, many of us will be sitting in the theaters and we'll get to experience this movie. And like I've said on before on the other channel, it will be nostalgia heavy, very emotional, and at the very least, hopefully enjoyable. So that's going to do it for Fandom United. Thank you for joining me on this reaction. This was already more fun than this year's DC fandom. Like, come on, step your game up, DC. Let's do it. I know you guys can. But thanks again for joining me. Enjoy the movie, and make sure you leave a thumbs up. Appreciate that so much. And until the next reaction, you guys take care.